welcome to episode 2 of Coffee with the Councilwoman. Today I am here with Gotta Go Gaming, John Robinson, and we're going to just jump right in and ask him a few questions. Thank you for joining us, John.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Okay, so tell us about Gotta Go Gaming. What do you do?
Okay, all right. So Gotta Go Gaming, it's a mobile entertainment company basically. There's two parts to it. One has to do with the gaming truck, which we're in here now. The other one has to do with laser tag. Both of them are both kind of, business models, I guess, are mobile. So we would go to where the event is, whether it's at a person's personal address, a church, a school, a community field, or something along those lines. We'll bring and our thing is, we bring the party to the party. So, we'll roll up, whether it's in this big 30-foot trailer with the video game systems, or whether it's in our smaller vehicle with the laser tag equipment. We'll go there, we'll unload, we'll get everything set, and everybody has a great time.
So, what made you start this gaming truck?
Yes,
what was the inspiration behind it?
Okay, all right. So, Shark Tank, actually, I saw it was maybe 7 years ago, I saw an episode of Shark Tank, and somebody had something like this. It was maybe somewhere on the West Coast or something like that, and it was something that I had visualized in my mind decades ago, with like with the school buses and things like that back in the day with, yellow school buses. And I was like, yeah, this would be great if there were like arcade systems and things like that set up just for that. And I remember even, being young, being in the 80s, and I would go to normally the corner store, and there would be like a single video game system set up like arcade style, and it would be like Street Fighter, it would be Double Dragon or something like that. And I've always loved video games, so I figured like, yeah, now I have the opportunity to do this. Black-owned business, let me see if I can actually bring back and give back to not only Jersey City, but some other areas too that just don't see gaming on a large scale, like Newark, Irvington, East Orange. I offer discounts in all of those areas actually, because of that particular purpose, and it's specifically to those places: Jersey City, Newark, Irvington, places where there is a high amount of economic disparity.
Awesome. Now, do you feel that the gaming industry is missing that portion? Like, there's not enough of people of color in the gaming industry?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I think like definitely like when it comes to black people, like there's individual like people like gaming, but to be able to come together on like a large scale and like have group events just completely went away.
Yeah, we saw the arcade was at Hudson
right
Mall.
in Hudson Mall. Yeah, absolutely. So many a days I would go to Hudson Mall after school, me and my friends, and we would play. And later on I started working with kids who were at risk, and in some of the advocacy work that I do, and we would go there just kind of like a way to like decompress a little bit, have like a safe spot. And it was interesting because like over video games, kids they become relaxed, they're in their element, and they really actually start opening up to you. So
okay,
yeah.
See,
yeah.
You keep leading into my next question without
Okay.
noting. I do find that it helps the kids. It's therapeutic. It helps them maybe engage more, or it helps them maybe even helps them in their studies.
So this is like another form of like another outlet, and it was interesting. We did because we work with Hudson County CMO as well. So we've done a decent amount of work with them. It's ongoing. It's a great relationship. And I was talking with the counselor who brought them there. That was from Newark, and they were in different gangs, and so they were almost getting ready to come to blows on the van and everything. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm frustrated. He was getting ready to turn around and everything." And I said, "Well, let's get them sitting down. They played some 2K. I swear, you would think that they were the best of friends. It completely, so it's like, it's therapeutic. It also offers a way of like healthy competition, I think. And kids are sometimes they just need a chance to just mentally unwind from whatever else is going on.
True.
Yeah.
True. Okay. So you mentioned some of the advocacy groups that you work with.
Mm-hmm.
I see you on the flyer a lot for different community events. Talk to some of the ways that Gotta Go or you personally give back to the community.
Be heavily involved in the community as much as possible. I pay all the game coaches like way above minimum wage, but as of right now, we're involved in ADOS New Jersey, American Descendants of Slavery New Jersey. That's a civil rights advocacy group. We're involved with Bless. We do a lot of work with them. Blacks in law enforcement servicing the community. We work also with the Royal Men Foundation. So they're around there. It's another organization that's based out of Jersey City. Other not-for-profit organizations that we do work with, like Hudson County CMO. We work heavily with them. We also work with like New Hope Baptist. We work with like some other New City Kids Church. We work with some other organizations as well. We also work with Community Treasures. That's with Tina Knowles. And so, you know, we try to do our best to really give back, really introduce gaming, and you know, whatever. And we don't discriminate. Like, we have an open door policy. You know, we ask everybody to be respectful, and in turn, we show respect, and we just try to let's have a good time. Let's play some 2K. You're a football person. Let's do some Madden. Oh, you like Mortal Kombat? Let's fight it out. So, you know.
Good. So you do my War Day trunk or treat every year.
Yeah. Thank you.
So it's coming up.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
How are you prepared to be COVID friendly in this environment?
Okay. So despite what the camera is showing, we actually have masks. So we have masks. We also have we have wipes. So what we do is before we even leave out to go to an event, we wipe everything off. So all the controllers that you see, all the systems, all the place that we sit down, we wipe with disinfectant. Before the event, we also wipe in between different usages. So normally what we do is we'll have, just before the whole COVID situation, we would do, if there was like a community event and we have a line outside waiting to get in, we normally do like 20-minute kind of rotations. Well, after that 20-minute rotation, what we do is we have time, we wipe down the controllers, you know, for the next group to come in. We have spray and things like that.
Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, sure. What are some of the things that Jersey City is willing to do or has on the books to do to help with, to help kind of overcome that wealth gap in the promotion of Black business?
Okay, specifically for businesses, a lot of that goes through our Office of Diversity and Inclusion. And I don't know if you're registered with that office or not, but
my business doesn't fall under what they would do. It has to be like some sort of vendor or something.
Well, are you listed as a city vendor? If
Yeah.
not, we need to make sure you are. Okay, because we do have a lot of events through Cultural Affairs
Yep.
that they can use you for. But in addition to that, I think that this era that we're in right now, this time of, you know, Black Lives Matter, that was on Sunday, Black
Yes.
Businesses Matter.
Yes,
I
yeah.
think it's prime time for this to be an issue that's right in everyone's face,
Right,
to
right.
realize. I introduced and we passed legislation recently to make August 30th Black Business Day.
Mm-hmm.
And then on that same day, there was the event on Ocean Avenue
Right.
that was sponsored by Bruce Olson and his team, so it
Yeah.
kind of coincided. But every day we're trying to do a little more. So for me, it's we need to help the small businesses here, and we also need to make sure that Black people are represented in every way and at every level, right? So one of the things that was important to me is to make sure that we had a minority developer, right, on the project. I personally, in all my years living here, have never seen, you know, a Black developer work on any large-scale project.
Yeah.
So one of the things I did with that is to make sure that we had that. So we were able to accomplish that. So I think it's just being mindful in everything that you do, that you're making everything diverse and that there's opportunities for people of color in every aspect. So with jobs, of course, that's the easy part, right? With jobs. But when we have these jobs through the city, we need to make sure that we're reaching out to businesses of color. If there's cultural affairs events, hey, I know that this is a kid event. Do we reach out to Gotta Go Gaming and make sure that they can have the truck there?
Yeah.
I think it's just being more aware, right?
Okay.
Because the resources are there, but representation matters.
Yeah.
So somebody has to be there to think that way. What I've learned since being in office is that inclusion has to be intentional.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially if the room doesn't largely look like you, right? Because no one's thinking, like I don't walk into a room thinking how many Asian people are in that room. Not because I don't care about Asian people, but it's not my everyday reality.
Right, right.
So that's why it's important to have a good mix in the room of people of color and everyone. You know?
Yeah.
Different genders, different sexualities, because you need somebody that's thinking that way. So I think as a city, we have to be proactive and thinking about where can we fit people into other areas that they haven't necessarily been in before.
Right.
So when I'm doing something, I try to be conscious of it.
Okay.
The funds that are available now are usually some grant funding, New Jersey City Economic Development Corporation. Right now, during COVID, we have given a lot of money to small businesses and try to encourage specifically minority businesses to apply for those funds, which I think we've done a really good job with. Some of those will be awarded soon. They're still going through applications.
Yeah.
We targeted different areas. Good. I saw your name on the list.
Okay.
So
I applied.
I looked through the list, and that's the other proactive step, right?
Right.
So I'm looking through the list, and if I know that there are businesses that I don't see there that I know are active in the community, that are strong businesses that are functioning every day, then I'm on the phone. Hey, just want to make sure you knew about this, or I'm sending a letter, or I'm posting it on my social media, or I have a quarterly newsletter that goes out, and I try to pack all the information that I can into that newsletter so that people are aware. Because I think a large portion of what's missing is just the sharing of information.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I get a lot of residents that are always saying, well, I didn't know. So I'm always trying to find new ways to let people know things. Everybody's not on social media, right? Everybody doesn't read the paper. So it's just trying to put it in as many places as we possibly can.
Going back to the wealth gap, again, because we may not have some of the capital to put in towards insurance or payroll or some of these other things, we may not, thank God, I'm in that situation where I was able to, but we may not have some of the, all of the paperwork that's necessary to have a complete application. Because of our wealth positioning, we don't have the ability to apply, so we're automatically, again, I'm thankful that I was able to do it, but I know other good businesses that were not able to go through the application.
And I think something that you mentioned, the paperwork, is very important.
Yes.
Because I find a lot of businesses that aren't necessarily good at paperwork.
Yes.
I know the Office of Diversity and Inclusion tries to do a lot of the doing business with Jersey City seminars at the Bethune Center and other places, and they'll put the flyers up, they'll post it publicly at like parks and things, because that's a large component of what I find is missing most of the time. They don't know how to do paperwork. So I try to encourage people to come to these seminars when they give them, so they can learn like what the process is. A lot of it is knowledge sharing. Back to knowledge sharing. People just don't know. You don't know what you don't know. Right? So the more that we can make information available, or have those one-on-one sessions like, okay, look, this is what you do, step by step. Here is the application. This is the documents that I'm going to need from you. Make sure that you're registered with the state. Make sure, there's a diversity office at the county. There's one at the city. Register with all three. Right? You don't want to fall through the cracks. So it's definitely that sharing of information and directing people. A lot of people have great ideas, and they may even be great business people, but they just don't know how to get started.
Right.
The residents and politicians have to work together. That's the only way we're going to get things done.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need your voices.
Yeah, absolutely. And we shouted pretty loud at Gotta Go Gaming. So we've put out multiple statements about Black Lives Mattering. We've put out multiple statements about just kind of ending racism, even in the midst of the gamer world. So we're in the process now of developing our own character, actually, who's a black ninja, and it'll be part of our kind of our shop and what we'll be promoting to help with diversity, but then also just helping with like saying, hey, Black lives do matter, through the art world as well, through the gaming world. So
I think that's awesome.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was great.
Yeah, definitely.
So everybody make sure, Gotta Go Gaming for your next party. It doesn't have to be a kid party. Adults like to game too. Laser tag.
That's right. Laser tag. We've done bachelor parties, and kept it G-rated.
G-rated.
We have teenagers here, so I do get an idea of the customer, what the customer wants, and we just go with it.
Awesome. All right. So we'll see you on the next episode of Coffee with the Councilwoman. Thank you.